What do you do when you receive a PDF file that needs an undercolor white because it has to be printed on a transparent material, for example, or that needs a spot varnish, but it doesn't contain those layers? Instead of going back to the original design, let me show you how these additional layers can be added to the PDF with pdfToolbox. We're going to create a new fix-up to add a varnish. So we need the Fix-Ups window, which I can get to by going to Tools and then Fix-Ups, or I could click Command 5 on Mac, Control 5 on Windows. In this window, we need the Action button, and under the menu, Create Fix-Up. We need to give this fix-up a sensible name, such as Add Varnish. Optionally, I can add a comment, and then in the filter area, I need to type shape because we are going to use the create and apply shapes fix-up to add our varnish layer. In this fix-up, I have two tabs: create shapes to define what shape I want to add, and apply shapes to tell pdfToolbox what I want to do with that shape I defined. So let's start by defining my shape by using Create Shapes. I have a number of options how to define that shape, and for varnish, it could be sensible to select from Trimbox or from Bleedbox, for example, because that would fill the entire page with my varnish. I could also say from vector paths. That would allow me to have a varnish everywhere inside the cut path. But for the example file I have here, I'm going to do from tracing page content, including white areas, because that will add a varnish everywhere on the page where I have objects. So let's select that. And then under Apply Shapes, let's specify what we want to do with that. And the default option is actually the correct one. Create a filled shape in front of the current page content, because that will add an additional layer on top of the other page content. I do need to define the parameters for that additional layer, and I'm going to create it as a 40% magenta. I need to add it as a spot color, and I'm going to name my spot color varnish. The spot color should not interfere with the existing page content, so I'm going to set it to overprint. And optionally, you can add that new object on a separate layer, for example, also varnish, so that you can easily switch it off or on. Press OK, go to Tests, and we can see that pdfToolbox correctly adds that layer on top of any object in the file, so that's perfect, but there is one thing missing. In most cases where you want to add a varnish, you would like the varnish to be slightly bigger than the existing page content. So let's close the test window and go back to Create Shapes where we defined our shape. And now let's click on the Edit button next to Parameter. This gives us a number of parameters that have to do with how the page content is traced by pdfToolbox, but it also gives us this Adjust Size parameter. And here we can say, I want my shape to be 1 millimeter bigger than the existing page content. Click OK, go back to Tests. And in Tests, we can now see that indeed I have a varnish that is 1 millimeter bigger than what I have in my file. So that's perfect. I can close my test window. I can close this fix-up window, and my new fix-up appears in my list of fix-ups in pdfToolbox. And there you have it, an easy way to create an additional spot color layer, either above or below the existing objects in the PDF file. Perfect for adding undercolor white or varnish.